Hi, it's Stefania over at Positive Affirmations and Audio Stories. Are you ready for another story? This is part 3, story 3 of The Lamb on Wheels. In our last episode, the lamb had been bought by the jolly sailor. What happens to her now? A home on the shore. The jolly sailor held in his hands the lamb on wheels. He looked her over carefully and rubbed her warm, woolly sides. Though his hand was not as soft as was that of the little girl who had stroked the lamb the day before, yet the sailor was gentle in his touch. Well, I suppose there is no thinking any longer of having a home like the one the sawdust doll got, with her little girl mistress to love her, said the lamb on wheels to herself. I am to be taken away by this sailor, away out to sea. I could never stand sailing anyhow. Oh dear, why do I have to go? Does she squeak? Asked the sailor of the clerk as he held the lamb in his hands. Oh no, she isn't that kind of lamb, answered the clerk with a laugh. She is just a lamb on wheels, and she has real wool on her back and sides and legs. She does not squeak or go baa, and if you want her to move, you have to pull her along. Well, I was going to get a lamb that squeaked, went on the sailor, but I suppose this one will do just as well. We have a calico clown who bangs his cymbals together when you press on his stomach or chest, said the girl. See this toy. Maybe you would like this. She picked up the calico clown in his gaily colored suit, and pressing on him in the middle, she made him bang his cymbals together. That is a jolly toy, said the sailor. Let me see it. He took up the calico clown and did as the girl clerk had done. Bing, bang, bang, went the cymbals. Oh, I hope he buys me, thought the clown. I should love to go to sea on a ship. But the sailor appeared to like the lamb on wheels best. He took her up again, and the lamb, who had begun to hope that she might not have to go to sea, felt sad again. I'll take this lamb on wheels, said the sailor. How much is it? And he pulled out his pocketbook as he tucked the lamb under his arm. Oh, I must wrap it for you, said the girl. You are not supposed to take things from the store unless they are wrapped. I'll get a large piece of paper for the lamb. And while the clerk was gone, the sailor walked about, looking at some bicycles at the far end of the toy department. Thus, the lamb and her friends were left by themselves for a moment or two with no one to look at them. This was just the chance the lamb wanted. She could talk now. Oh, just think of where I am going to be taken, she said to the calico. Off to sea. Really jolly, I call it, said the clown. I wish you had picked me for the trip. And I wish he had taken me, put in the bold tin soldier. I have always longed for a sea trip. Well, I wish either of you had gone in my place, said the lamb, a bit sadly. Now I shall never see the sawdust doll or the white rocking horse again. You must make the best of it, said the monkey on a stick. I know what sailors are. I have heard of them. They like to have monkeys and parrots for pets. That is, real ones, not toys such as we are. But sailors are kind, I have heard. But the woolly lamb only sighed. She felt certain that she would be seasick, and no one can have a good time thinking of that. Well, if you go on an ocean trip we may never see again, said the monkey on a stick. Ocean travel is very dangerous. Nonsense! It isn't anything of the sort, cried the calico clown as he tried to wink at the monkey from behind a pile of building blocks. The ocean is as safe as the shore. Why, look at the English and French dolls. he said, waving his cymbals in the direction of the imported toys in the next aisle. They came over on a ship, and they did not even have a headache. And look at the Japanese dolls. They came much farther, over another ocean, too, and their hair was not even mussed. That's so, said the lamb, and she felt a little better at hearing this. You want to keep still. Don't scare her, whispered the clown to the monkey. It's bad enough as it is having her taken away by the sailor. Don't make it worse. All right, I won't, said the monkey, and he began to talk about the happier side of an ocean trip, how beautiful the sunset was, and how there was never any dust at sea. Then the sailor came back from having looked at the bicycles, and the girl clerk brought a large sheet of paper. In this the lamb was wrapped. She had a last look at her friends of the toy shelves and counters, and then she felt herself being lifted up by the sailor. Out of the store, the sailor carried the lamb on wheels. She wished she had time to say goodbye to her friends, but she had not, and she must make the best of it. At any rate, I am going to have adventures, even though they may be on a ship, and even though I may be seasick, thought the lamb, and perhaps I may not be so very ill. On and on walked the sailor, down this street, up another, until after a while he stopped in front of a house. This must be the place, he said to himself. I wonder if Mirabelle is at home. I'll go in and see. Up the stairs he went and rang the bell. There was a hole in the paper wrapped about the lamb, and through this hole she could look out. She saw that she was on the porch of a fine large house. There was another house next door, and at the window stood a little girl with a doll in her arms. Gracious goodness, exclaimed the lamb on wheels to herself. That looks just like the sawdust doll who used to live in our store. I wonder if it could be. However, she had no further chance to look, for the door opened just then, and the sailor went inside the house, carrying the lamb with him. Where's Mirabelle? Asked the sailor of the maid who opened the door. She is up in the playroom, was the answer. She has been ill, but she's better now. So I heard, went on the jolly sailor. I bought her something to look at. That will help her get well. Up to the playroom he went, and no sooner had he opened the door than Mirabelle, which was the name of the little girl, ran toward him. Oh, Uncle Tim, cried Mirabelle as soon as she saw the jolly sailor. How glad I am to see you. And I'm glad to see you, Mirabelle, he laughed. Look, I have brought you something. Is it a monkey, Uncle Tim? She asked. No, Mirabelle, it isn't a monkey. It is a woolly lamb on wheels. I saw it in a toy store, and I bought it for you. For me? To keep? Uncle Tim? Asked Mirabelle as the sailor took the wrapping off. Yes, for you to keep, was the sailor's answer. Did you think I'd be buying a lamb for myself to take to sea with me? Oh, I should say not, he chuckled. Oh, how glad I am, and how I shall love this lamb, said the little girl. As for the lamb on wheels, she was glad and happy too when she heard, as she did, what the sailor said. Oh, I'm to have a home on the shore, thought the lamb. I am not going to be taken on an ocean voyage at all and be made seasick. I am to have a home on the shore. And that is just what the toy lamb had. The jolly sailor, who was Mirabelle's uncle, had bought the toy for the little girl. Do you like the lamb? Asked Uncle Tim. Oh, do I? Well, I just guess I do, cried Mirabelle, and she hugged the lamb in her arms and rolled her across the floor on her wheels. Do you know, Uncle Tim, went on Mirabelle, this is the very same lamb I saw in the store and wanted so much. Oh, Is she?" asked the sailor in surprise. "The very same one," declared Mirabelle. "I was in the store once with Dorothy, the little girl who lives next door. She has a sawdust doll that came from the same store, and we went there the other day before I was taken ill, and I saw a woolly lamb. This is the very same one, I'm sure, and I wanted it so much. But Mother said I must wait, and I'm glad I did, for now you gave it to me." "Yes, I'm giving you the lamb for yourself, to keep forever," said the sailor. "I wouldn't dream of taking her on a sea voyage with me." So, you see, the lamb need not have been uneasy or worried after all. But of course she did not know that when the sailor bought her. Mirabelle stroked the soft wool of her new toy lamb. She wheeled it across the floor again, and the sailor watched her. Then, all of a sudden, the door of the playroom was opened with such a bang that it struck the lamb and sent her spinning across the floor, upside down, into a corner. "Oh, Arnold!" cried Mirabelle to her brother, who had come in so roughly. "Look what you did! You've broken my lamb on wheels!" Did she? Did he? You'll have to wait for the next story to find out truly what happened to the lamb on wheels when she went flying across the floor. We'll see you again very, very soon. And that's it for now. Bye-bye. Take care. Sleep well. And see you again soon.